The 2026 Chevrolet Traverse splits buyers right down the middle. Some love what Chevy has done, while others are seriously disappointed by the compromises. If you're in the market for a three-row SUV and trying to decide whether the Traverse deserves your money, you need to know exactly what you're getting into before you sign anything. While most reviewers sugarcoat the drawbacks, we're breaking down the shocking pros and fatal cons that nobody else is talking about. Let's kick things off with the positives, with all those qualities that turn the Traverse into one of the most compelling options in the three-row SUV segment. Number 5. Attractive exterior. Here's something nobody saw coming. The 2026 Traverse actually looks good, and we're not talking about good for a minivan alternative. We're talking legitimately attractive, the kind of styling that makes you do a double take in a parking lot. This SUV breaks away from the boxy family hauler stereotype and delivers a design that actually stands out. The front fascia features an aggressive grille that borrows cues from the brand's truck lineup. But what really changes the game is the proportions. The model sits lower and wider, which gives it a more athletic stance. The roofline flows naturally toward the rear without sacrificing third-row headroom. The lighting package includes slim LED units that look way more premium than expected in this price range. The rear end features new taillights that stretch across the width and actually look modern. Most three-row SUVs in this price range still look like oversized station wagons. The Traverse stands out as one of the best-looking models in the class, which is something we never thought we'd say about a Chevy family hauler. So the exterior nails the style game, but looks don't mean much if there's no room inside for your family and cargo, which brings us to what the Traverse does best. Number 4. Impressive interior space. The Traverse dominates when it comes to space, and that crown isn't going anywhere. While competitors chase sporty looks and sacrifice practicality, Chevy doubles down on what families actually need: room. The first 2 rows? Absolutely generous. But here's where the Traverse really separates itself. That third row is actually usable for adults, not just kids. Most rivals give you a third row that's basically a cruel joke for anyone over 5 feet tall. You can actually sit back there for more than 20 minutes without needing a chiropractor. Then there's the cargo situation. Behind the third row, you get substantial space that can handle weekly grocery runs without forcing you to fold seats down. But drop those rear seats and you enter cargo van territory, well over 90 cubic feet of total volume. The Traverse isn't just spacious, it's the most spacious model in the class, and that gap isn't closing anytime soon. Now, all that space is fantastic, but it means nothing if the SUV feels stripped and basic inside, which is exactly why Chevy loads up the standard equipment list. Number 3. Long list of standard features. Here's where Chevy really plays the value card. The 2026 Traverse comes loaded with standard equipment that rivals still charge extra for. Base models get features that would have been considered luxury options just a few years ago. We're talking about a large touchscreen infotainment system right out of the gate, plus wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard across the board. But the tech features don't stop at entertainment. Safety equipment is where Chevy really loads up the base model. Automatic emergency braking, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, all standard. Then there's the convenience side. Keyless entry, push-button start, tri-zone climate control, and a power liftgate all come standard too. Therefore, even if you're shopping at the entry level, you get a legitimately well-equipped family SUV. But all these features don't matter if the powertrain can't get this big SUV moving efficiently, which is where the mechanical setup comes into play. Number 2. Efficient powertrain. Under the hood sits a turbocharged 2.5-liter 4-cylinder. And yes, a 4-cylinder in a vehicle this size sounds questionable, but Chevy's engineers have actually done their homework here. Performance stays strong. 0 to 60 happens in the low 7-second range, which is more than adequate for passing on highways and merging into traffic. But here's the real story. Fuel economy takes a massive leap forward compared to V6 competitors. This Turbo 4 targets numbers in the mid to high 20s for combined miles per gallon. For a family putting 15,000 miles annually on their SUV, we're talking about hundreds of dollars in fuel savings. Therefore, while enthusiasts might miss the smoothness of 6 cylinders, most buyers appreciate the efficiency gains, especially when gas prices spike. So the engine is efficient and the tech is loaded, but none of that means anything if your family is miserable on long road trips, which is why the Traverse focuses on one thing above everything else. Number 1. Comfortable ride. At the end of the day, comfort is what sells the 2026 Traverse. This isn't an SUV pretending to be a sports car. It's a family hauler that's been tuned for making long trips bearable, even pleasant. Therefore, the suspension setup goes soft and compliant, soaking up potholes and road imperfections like they're not even there. The seats deliver too. More cushioning, better support, and materials that don't feel cheap against your back. But comfort isn't just about the seats and suspension. Sound insulation gets a serious boost with additional dampening materials. Therefore, road noise, wind noise, and engine drone all stay noticeably reduced, creating a cabin environment that's actually quiet enough to have a conversation without raising your voice. Those are the high points. But now it's time to flip the coin and talk about the drawbacks, the compromises that might just be deal breakers. Number 3. Noisy engine. Here's the first real downside to that turbocharged 4-cylinder. It's loud and not in a good way. While V6 competitors stay smooth and relatively quiet, this Turbo 4, it makes its presence known, especially when you ask it to move nearly 2 tons of an SUV. Get on the throttle for highway merging, and that engine revs high and sounds strained. There's a distinct buzz and harshness that reminds you you're running a smaller engine working harder to do the same job. Therefore, refinement takes a hit. Turbo lag is also noticeable, that brief hesitation before power kicks in, which can feel awkward when you need an immediate response. Yes, the efficiency gains are real, but they come at the cost of refinement. For buyers who value a smooth, quiet powertrain above all else, this setup feels like a step backward. The engine does its job, but it's nowhere near as refined as V6 competitors, and that's something Chevy can't hide with sound deadening alone. Now, engine noise is one thing, but if you're hoping the 2026 Traverse will give you even a hint of driving excitement to go along with all that comfort, prepare to be disappointed. Number 2. Uninspiring handling. The flip side of all that comfort we just praised, the 2026 Traverse handles like a couch on wheels. That soft suspension that soaks up bumps so well. It also means the SUV leans hard in corners and feels disconnected from the road. Steering feel is basically non-existent. It's light, overboosted, and provides zero feedback. Body roll is excessive in any situation involving a curve at speed. The whole experience feels numb and detached, which is fine for cruising straight highways, but frustrating the moment you want even a hint of driving engagement. Therefore, the trade-off for that comfortable ride is a complete lack of athleticism. For some families, that won't matter at all. But for drivers who want an SUV that's at least somewhat fun to pilot, the Traverse feels like a chore. So the driving experience won't thrill you, but that's something you can accept in a family SUV. What you can't accept is stepping inside and immediately noticing how cheap everything feels. Number 1. Cheap-looking interior. The 2026 Traverse's interior looks and feels cheap. Yes, there is tons of space and a long list of standard features. But the materials used to build that cabin, they're nowhere near the quality you'd hope for. Walk up to a Traverse at the dealership and the exterior looks sharp and modern, but slide into the driver's seat and reality hits. Hard plastics everywhere, the kind that feel hollow when you tap them. The dashboard, door panels, and center console, all dominated by lower rent materials. Therefore, despite the attractive styling and generous equipment list, the Traverse still feels like a vehicle built to a price. Competitors in this segment have made real strides in interior quality. The Kia Telluride and Hyundai Palisade feel legitimately upscale inside. But the Traverse? It feels like Chevy saved money everywhere they could. Even the switchgear feels flimsy. Buttons with excessive play, knobs that don't turn with a satisfying click. So where does that leave the 2026 Traverse? It's a family SUV that nails the fundamentals but falls short in areas that matter to discerning buyers. The Traverse is perfect if you prioritize practicality and value above all else. But if you want driving engagement or upscale materials, you'll find better options elsewhere. The 2026 Traverse isn't a bad SUV, but it's one that demands you accept its compromises, and for some buyers, those trade-offs are too much to overlook. Therefore, make sure to check out the alternatives, starting from our video about the 2026 Honda Pilot. If you want practicality but don't want to sacrifice driving experience and refinement, this SUV might just be the perfect option for you. The Pilot excels in engine refinement, build quality, and ride quality that balances between comfort and experience in such a seamless way.